Okay, I'm doing a video about Bigfoot. When I was little, I went to this camp called Camp Thunderbird on Lake Wiley, South Carolina. And you could go on hiking trips. So I signed up for the hiking trip. And my girlfriend went to camp there, so I told her, I said, sign up for the hiking trip. So we went to Table Rock Mountain. And so about 7, 8, 9, 10 campers, 2 counselors. The hiking counselor, he was head of the hiking and everything. He was also my counselor in our cabin. So we went up there to the fire trails. And this is below Table Rock. They have these fire trails. You have to hike into the fire trails about 2 or 3 miles in. It's a 3-day hike. Or 1, 2, 3 days. You don't sleep the 3rd day. You go back that evening. So anyways, we go on up. I'll get out of the van. We get our gear and everything, and the counselor says we got to hike in here this way to this creek, about 2 or 3 miles. So we hike on in. We all hike to the creek, and we that's our first night. So we all make a campsite area with the creek, kind of like a little creek, little river. It's about it's not a wide creek. It's about 2 or 3, 4 feet wide. Good water flowing through. So we set up camp and everything. And it's getting late. We've got a fire going, or we're getting a fire going, or we've got one going. And the counselor decides to tell us these camp stories. So the first one he goes off with, he starts talking about Red-Eye Dick was apparently a counselor or whatever. The kids were making marshmallows in the fire and everything. One of the kids sticks the counselor or this something that comes into the camp, whatever, in the eye. His eye turns red. He gets mad, goes off. He comes back. He captures the camp kids, this, that, the other. So he tells that story about Red-Eye Dick. Couple of us are like, oh yeah, we've heard Red-Eye Dick before. So then he goes into he starts talking about Bigfoot. We're like, oh yeah, we've heard of Bigfoot. We're all thinking, yeah, oh yeah. So he starts talking about Bigfoot and this, that, the other. Tells us these stories about Bigfoot, what he looks like, and this, that, the other. And we go, oh yeah, okay, yeah. And so now we're all like kind of half freaked out. So my girlfriend and I, we tell the council we're going to go up here. We're going to get some firewood, and we'll come right back. We'll stay as a team. He was like, okay. So we go up the fire trail about not far, 50 yards maybe, 100. And I'm like, it's dark now. I'm like, I'm going to go up here and see if I can get some of this tree bark off of here. So I walk up this embankment what I think is a tree. I reach out with my right hand and I grab what I thinking is a tree, like I'm gonna pull some tree, and I pull, and I hear this and I go, oh my God, and I back up to my girlfriend, and she goes, what is it? And I said, it's him, it's Bigfoot. She said, let's get back to let's get back to, she could feel him, I could feel him, it was very horrifying. Okay, so we back up, we run to the camp where our adrenaline is rushing. Somehow we bring the firewood too, I don't know how. And we show up, and she goes to her tent, gets in, she's all freaked out. And I told the counselor, I said, I took him aside, I didn't want any of the other kids to know. He goes, what happened? What happened? I said, I need to talk to you. He goes, what happened? I said, we saw him. He goes, who? I said, Bigfoot. He's up there. Now, the counselor didn't believe in Bigfoot. So he decides he's going to go up there with his, he goes up there. And he encountered, now the counselor is tall, he's got red hair, he's got a beard, he's 6 foot something, he's kind of Sasky looking. Right. Anyways, he goes up there, all of a sudden we hear this god-awful sound. You could feel it from the campsite, and I was like, oh my God, I'm thinking he got him. Well, no, the counselor came running back into the campsite, told everybody to get in their tents and go to bed now. And we were like, okay. So we all got in our tents. Like, what's going on? What's going on? It's a Bigfoot. Oh God. So now all the kids know that it's a Bigfoot. We're all camped out. Everybody's got 2 people, I believe, in each tent. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. And then the counselors had a tent. Anyways, long story short, all night long, down below the creek, we heard this god-awful, just loud screaming. You could just feel it in your whole body. So as soon as daybreak came, which was early, this was like summertime, we all got up. We were like, man, we're out of here. We'd been listening to this all night long. I don't even think we had like much of a breakfast. We just packed everything up, decided, we're out of here. And we did. We moved on. And that's Bigfoot. That's a Bigfoot encounter that we all had. And when we were hiking, you get on the fire trail, and then you hike all the way around. Way on down to the left, you'll see Linville Lake. All right, so then you go up to the right to this ridge. We're hiking up. All of a sudden, one of the campers decided he was going to ditch us, go down to that lake or something. And the counselor's like, he'll never make it. He'll never live because nobody lives there, or wherever it was. And I had to run down and catch him and go, no, you have to come back. He had lost it. He said he couldn't take it anymore. And so we finally go on up the ridge. We come on around the Table Rock. We were running out of water, and the girls were all upset. And I told him, I said, I know where there's a spring up here on Table Rock, because I'd been to Table Rock before, and I knew where there was a spring that we'd get all the water bottles filled back up. So I gave them my water bottle because they were real thirsty. They drank the water. We came around we got to see on the part of the trail where you could just look out Linville Gorge. So we saw all that. It was real pretty. And then we walked through this middle trail, which was like huckleberries and everything. And you could pick the berries as you would go, but we were worried about bears. So we walked through there, and then we finally got to the parking lot of Table Rock. And I went up and got the water jugs at the spring, and one of the campers came with me. It wasn't my girlfriend, it was somebody else. And I don't know if that night we camped out, if the Sasquatch and Bigfoot and all them were around us or not. But we didn't say much. That night we all basically had our dinner, went to bed, got up, and were ready to go back home. That's how it was. We were fully aware after the first night of screaming. I'll imagine trying to sleep, and a couple of them down the creek just screaming, and your whole body just chilling. Right. Okay. That's Bigfoot 1. And I've had several other encounters that I'll be telling you on the next coming future videos. I'll do another one of what's happened in the past.